All right, some people still have some trouble getting in. Give me a second. All right, let's do this. All right, so for everybody that's already in the class, make sure that you start at the checklist once you get into the school community. All right, this is the first place everybody should start just to know what you should be doing, what you should be looking at, what you should be going over. Um, can y'all hear me? Y'all see my screen and everything?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna post this. I don't need that. Okay, so I just made some posts inside of school, so I'm just gonna go over those real quick before I jump anywhere else. One of the reasons that we do DeFi, prime example right here. Most people leave their money inside of a bank. You're not earning any interest on the bank, and then they tell you this. So 9 times out of 10, people are not saved up, and people don't have any money earning interest. So what does it really matter if you can have your money insured up to $250,000? So basically, the bank is just sitting on money that they could play with. Instead of doing that, we already established that we'll put our money in accounts where we're earning the APYs and we're not depositing money into these institutions and not generating any returns. All right, so we did some math over the weekend, and we're going to be focusing on pumping this token back up because we actually had a few people pull out and sell last night. Mike just told me. So we're going to be resetting now that we have the school up and running, basically doing math. This is simple math. I was just talking to Shanae about this as well. So we have 66 members that are learning this, doing this, practicing it every day, every week, every month, whenever they make time to actually participate. The key is to participate in DeFi. That's how you get the biggest bang for your buck by participating. You can put money in, hold, and wait. You can put money into liquidity pools and earn fees from the transactions. You can use other platforms and systems to earn all types of different returns on your assets. And I want us to be able to get deeper into those things. So I got to tighten up on exactly what you should be doing and what the goal is. So this week we're going to be focusing on the liquidity pools, the TVL, and the actual transactions that make the money in cryptocurrency. That's the most important part. I've been saying that for the last few days. The most important part about DeFi is liquidity, is the TVL. So let's do the market check. And I'm going to start doing a Monday market check on every morning, come up just so that we can cover the numbers. And then you'll be able to remember that and go over them for yourselves later. So coin market cap. We use coin market cap. One, you should have a watch list of the top 10 tokens, 10 coins, which are also in the school post here. So we're focusing on USDC, stablecoin, Algo, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, Avalanche, Solana, XRP, XLM, and Base. Those are going to be the top 10 coins that I'll be teaching and sharing information about going forward. Everything else is just extra. This is where you're going to be able to get a nice bang for your buck just focusing on these 10. These are 10 solid assets to have no matter what happens. And then I'm going to go over DeFi Llama so you can actually take a deeper look into the DeFi numbers. So we're looking at coin market cap. We understand we got a watch list, so we're watching the top 100 or so tokens and coins. Right now, Bitcoin is at 60,000. It's August 12th. Bitcoin's at 60,000. It's green across the board, basically. Ethereum's up. And we know Bitcoin just dropped down to, what, 50,000? So now it's back to 60, probably headed back to 70 or more. And we're going to capitalize off of that. So as long as you're a part of the school, you're following along, we're going to benefit no matter if the price of Bitcoin goes to 50,000 or if Bitcoin goes to 70,000. We are going to eat regardless based off of the volume, based off the transactions, right? That's one of the key indicators on the way that we're doing this DeFi strategy. We're simply going to get paid because people are buying and selling. And let's go here. DeFi Llama. So DeFi Llama basically gives you the decentralized finance numbers on any blockchain network that you want. It also focuses on liquidity pools. You can just break down all of the details, the different platforms and all of that. So let's stick to where we are familiar. Look up Algorand, and you can look up Bitcoin, Ethereum, any of those on DeFi Llama. So this is another tool I want you to have in your toolbox when you're doing research and checking out different projects. All right, so Algorand has 63 million total value locked. So that's the amount of liquidity that's inside of this platform, inside of this network, inside of this blockchain. All right. And there it goes up and down. You know, the price fluctuates all the time. So let's see. TVL 291 back in February. And then, you know, the market's been dropping crazy. So now 61 million. But this is going to fluctuate and it's going to go up over time. As long as you win, you can win. And then here we go. So these are the platforms, the protocols, the Web3 applications. These are the apps that are built on the Algorand network. And you can do the same thing with Ethereum, XRP, Base, Avalanche. They all have protocols, which are the apps, the platforms. The main two platforms that we will be focusing on will be Folks Finance and Lofty. We're going to focus on Folks Finance for our private banking, and then we're going to focus on Lofty for our digital real estate. And exactly, we're going to actually add Tiny Man because that's where we're going to focus on liquidity pools. So you can go to DeFi Llama and you can check out these top 3 that we're going to be focused on. You can see the TVL in each of the platforms. So you see how much room they have to grow. And just like these have millions, there are platforms that also have billions in them already. So when you invest in a smaller project, a smaller network, you're going to get more bang for your buck. The dollar goes a lot further invested in a smaller TVL. All right, so that's how you use DeFi Llama. This is how you can check out. In fact, let's do Avalanche real quick. All right, so we're going to do Avalanche, 845 million. And then the same thing applies. So it's at 845 million now, but at one point it was at 10 billion total value locked. So this is how much cash, how much buys and sales, how much activity is in this asset. And we just want to get a piece. So Aave is like the Folks Finance on that Avalanche uses. So since you know how to use Folks Finance, you could go here and apply the same strategy once you get more familiar with how it works. Trader Joe is like Tiny Man, except it's on Avalanche. And then Avalanche has a lot of different platforms. You can also use Beefy. on there as well. Okay. So this is DeFi Llama. It's inside of the school, so I want you guys to just check that out. It's on the Monday market check. And then I'll post that every Monday. We're going to go over these, right? I want you to check the market, check your watch list, get in the habit of just looking at the market. So you see Bitcoin just went from 60,300 to 59,000. That's $800 difference that it just took a dip, and it's still dipping now a little bit. We're able to benefit right now in real time from that $800 dip in Bitcoin. If your account is set up, you just were able to get paid. You're getting paid right now. Bitcoin is dropping as you look at it right now. And if you are not set up, then that doesn't benefit you. You don't care. But if you hold Bitcoin right now, for example, I'll pull this account up. Let's go to Bitcoin. All right, so last time I checked this, it was $117 in Bitcoin. And now it's at $115 in Bitcoin. So just from knowing how much I have on the table, I can see that the market is dipping just based on what I have in my account. Also, because I understand how to read the numbers and I can see what's going on, I see Bitcoin just went from 60,000 down to 59,400. That means there is a downtrend happening, which means I'm able to get paid. The liquidation margin is over 10%. My borrow Bitcoin was just at $72 and some change. So I'm going to borrow some more Bitcoin right now because I know Bitcoin is down. I'm watching it go down, so I'm going to borrow some right now because it's cheaper. Right? We see it's in the red in the last 24 hours, Bitcoin is down. So this is a good time for me to get some more. And then I'm going to add that basically $1 to my Bitcoin. And now that amount of Bitcoin, I own it. I control it. It works for me now, just based off of the market fluctuating. And then I'll do it again. And all I'm doing is adding to my Bitcoin while the market is dropping. And you can do this with your Algo, your USDC, your Chainlink, your Solana, your ETH. You can do this with all of the assets. And just keep growing the account. And then here's another thing that I do. So instead of borrowing Bitcoin again, I'm going to borrow some USDC. And I'm not going to add it back to the collateral balance. So the collateral balance was at $1,000. The market has been dipping. So now it's at 982, but I know it'll go back up. I'm going to take that Bitcoin, that USDC that I just borrowed, and just add that to my deposit. So I'm rebuilding my deposits, which we're going to be going over these as well. You want to practice making the money with your loans and then come in and just add some here, add some there into your deposits. The deposits will be where you are able to just say, oh, you know what, I want to pull some money and then go spend it. That'll be from the deposit. You want to focus on building the loan as much as you can, as fast as you can, because this is what will kick out the $50 a day, $100 a day once you get the account rolling. Once you get to about $1,000 in collateral, you're making about $20 to $30 a day just from the market fluctuating. All right, so I went over that. Make sure that we're going to start. This is the routine every Monday for the weekly Monday calls. We're going to do market check on CoinMarketCap, go over the numbers, and we're able to see what's going on in real time. If the market's green or red, if they're buying, if they even look at the chart to explain this. But we will be also going over how to read the candles and use this as well. But I just showed you that the market is dropping. So let's just say from here to here, what's that, 5%? It even went there, 7%. So let's just say since yesterday, you could have took advantage of a 7% dip in Algo. If Algo dipped 7%, then you can believe, push this up here. You can believe that Bitcoin did too. See? If algo dipped, you can believe Bitcoin did too. And I don't usually pull the charts out because y'all know I don't really like trading, but same difference, same 7% basically. Same exact thing. You know, just so I can show y'all that I really do this. I know these charts too, but they just buys and sells. So I don't need to get all technical. I don't want people to overthink this. You don't even have to overthink this. That's why I give you the signal on the loans. Whenever it's over 10%, you can borrow. And after you borrow, you take the money and you either add it back to your loan or you go pay your bills. One of the two, right? And then don't forget DeFi Llamas, how you'll be able to double check those things. Because once you know how to find the liquidity, that's all you need is just to be able to earn your piece of the transactions, which is going to take us here. So right now, this is $161. It's earning 11 cents per day. If you put $161 into your bank account, can you earn 11 cents a day off of that? And then how many people have $161 sitting in a bank account right now? Just for worse, they got a lot of money sitting in their pocket, in their wallet. They got money sitting on their debit card. So everybody that has liquidity pool tokens for Cycle Algo as an example, this is what you should be looking for when you set up your liquidity pools. Right now, the Cycle Algo liquidity pool has basically $1,000 in it, and it's earning 20% APY. And right, we're on Tiny Man. And after you go to Tiny Man, once you click on, let me go to the beginning because I know it's already on this screen. All right, so for those who don't know what the liquidity pools are and how important they are, the liquidity pools allow for all of the liquidity providers to get a fee on all of the trades. Once again, this is the money. All right, so let's go back to Algo. We are getting paid during all of these transactions. So each one of these candles represents an hour. Each candle represents an hour. So let's do these last three candles because they're longer. That means they have more volume. That means they have more transactions in them. So this is an hour worth of selling. And this green is an hour worth of buying. Let's look at our loans. And so we can see the correlation with this. So we have collateral algo. If people are selling algo for a whole hour, that means the price of algo is going to go down. That means the collateral balance is going to go down. Also, the borrow balance is going to go down. When the borrow balance goes down, that's beneficial to us on the borrow side. That allows us to borrow more of the asset for cheaper, and then we move it to our collateral. So now that's invested from a lower point, lower position. When the market goes back up green, that same algo that we borrowed from the dip is now appreciating right back in the next hour. We're not waiting for anything crazy to happen. We're in the profit. If the market continues to drop, then we continue to add to our account. We add more assets. This is the benefit of doing private banking over trading, right? We're not just benefiting because the price went up or down. We're benefiting because we're going to have 3,000 assets. Even though the price is going down, now we have 3,000 assets over here. So the moment it does go green, we're able to take profits and gains right away, instantly, because the crypto market is 24/7. So just as quick as it's going down, it can go right back up. And we don't care whether it goes up or down because we're in a position to take advantage on both sides. So that's how you private bank according to the buys and sales, according to what the chart is showing here. You know the market's going down for an hour. That means you can be focused on the downtrend money. When the market's going up for an hour, you can focus on the uptrend money. Next to that, you're able to get paid every time they buy and sell. right? You're going to be able to directly get a piece of the transaction every time those are buys are happening for an hour or those sales are happening for an hour. You're able to get a cut. And then you're earning, this is the APY that you generate is calculated by the smart contract, but because you're earning per transaction, however much you have, this is what this pool is generating right now. And since this is on the blockchain, you can see all of the transactions happening in real time. You can see who's swapping when they're swapping, who's adding when they're adding, and who's removing when they remove. Which brings me to the next point that I wanted to share with y'all. All right, so we have a goal of $1,300 to go to bring cycle back up to 5K to fight off this dip. All right. And because we are a smaller asset, we are affected more by the market dip. So I just showed you the dip from Bitcoin basically is the same dip from algo. But a 5% dip in Bitcoin is basically, let's say, about a 7-8% dip in algo. And then for us being an even smaller asset is an even bigger dip. Like yesterday, we were down like 30%, but Mike and I added a few dollars to boost it back up. So it was at like 4.41. Now then it went up to 4.5, 4.6. I believe. Actually, you know what? Let me see. Because Shanae actually posted about it yesterday too. And this is how we actually have control over the asset. I want to teach people how to actually affect the market, right? When you're trading Forex and stock, your, few hundred, few $1,000s are not having that much of an impact on that market. You basically getting caught up in the crossfire. Right. Okay. So Shanae posted. So yesterday, we're about 4 or 5 yesterday. And then I think I posted it again when it was at 4.6. So as you can see right here in this picture, it was at 4.5. It was green. It was up 10%. It was $177 that we threw in there to make it move a little bit. The market cap was 6,600, and then the TVL, the stable TVL, was 721. This is the picture, and now we're looking in real time. Now we're at 4.3. Remember, we're in a downtrend. The market is dipped all across the board. We just watched that on CoinMarketCap. So we see things are starting to go red in the last hour. Some of them are already red in the last 24 hours. And it's always based on the transactions. So TVL is down about, $25 from that dip, but our volume is up. That's a key to pay attention to, which means money's being made right here because volumes come from the liquidity pool, the transactions. And this is how you watch the numbers. So right now, TVL is down $25. The market cap is down $400 from the picture, but the volume is up. So that's one of the key indicators that it doesn't matter if people are buying or selling. They got to pay a fee to do either one. And we just want to collect our fee. I know I've been rambling for a minute. So do anybody got any questions, anything they want to chime in on? I see I got somebody in the chat. Are you good, Knowledge? All right, but anybody got a question or anything that I covered or shared so far? If not, let's make sure that we understand the focus now is collectively. This is the goal, collectively, for the community, for the class, for the education. We're going to focus on reaching that $1,300 goal together. It's 63 of us, 66 of us. So it doesn't matter. Yep. So $1,300 will put us at $5,000 total TVL. So the stable TVL are the tokens like Cycle Algo, Cycle USDC, Cycle Bitcoin, Cycle Avalanche, Cycle E. Those are the stables. So we got $1,700 in stable liquidity, stable TVL. The rest of the TVL, that other 2,000, comes from other community projects and partnerships that we built up. So we need $1,300 more to hit our first goal of getting back to 5,000 TVL. Then we're going to focus on getting back to 10,000. But right now, the goal is to focus on the 1,300. And we already know that the money that is for everybody that's paying their monthly membership, funds from the monthly memberships are going to actually go into the token. So if you're already holding the token every month, your tokens are going to get more valuable because we're all learning together, earning together, and we're investing in the same asset, the same marketplace. This is the group economic transaction that people think about. I just built the system for us to do it. So that's one way that all of these numbers are going to go up over time. One, because we're all contributing to the education and teaching others and sharing information. And everybody's not going to put money in at the same time, which is how we're going to be able to take advantage of it and help each other. Because somebody might put in $200 and then it turns into $400 and they want to take it out. Okay, that's okay. That's how this works. But the market's going to dip. The price is going to go down. So for those that want to take advantage of it, they'll be able to see it and actually have the opportunity to take advantage of it without somebody messing it up for them, because they understand how these things work. They understand why the market's going up and they understand why it's going down. It doesn't matter what asset. These are the fundamental facts, supply and demand. It's just numbers painting a picture for you. So everybody focus on the algo cycle pools and the cycle USDC pools. That's what we're going to be focusing on. So the goal is to get $1,300 into those two pools mainly, cycle algo and cycle USDC. And even the cycle USDC is earning 8%. So for example, just a comparison, 8% APY in a week. And then we got 3% over here on Folks Finance. So like just as a comparison, you could say, you know what, I'm going to put my $352 inside of the cycle USDC pool for a week instead of leaving it in my Folks Finance for a week, right? You start to see those opportunities. And then you can always check the transactions. If you see somebody did a big buy or a big sell and it helped you or it hurt you, you can go and look it up. I mean, it's not going to do much for you if you don't know who they are, but you'll be able to see what happened. You can track down the transaction that made the market shake. It's a lot harder to do when you're dealing with an asset that has millions and billions, hundreds of millions and billions of dollars in it, because it could be anyone from anywhere slinging money. This is going to paint a smaller picture for you using Block Cycle token. It's a part of the community. We all own it together, and you use this as your learning base to go off and to attack all of these other different blockchains that are more advanced, and then it could go either way. Right now, Block Cycle is at the beginning, so this one is only going to go up over time, right? It's only going to become more distributed because the purpose of it is to teach people how all of it works using Block Cycle. All right. So do I got any questions or anything that I went over? I'm going to put this replay in the class for other people that didn't get to make it. And
question, do you have a Jerusalem in a cycle liquidity pool? What's that look like?
Yeah, we do. So yeah, it was an incident that happened. So with that, we tried to do an LP deal with them, but he did a one-sided transaction, and that let the arbitrage bots eat up all of the liquidity from the token. So we actually lost like $100 or so on that and lost some market cap. But that's part of why me and Mike resetting to get that together, because that was a mistake on all of our part, because it was a three-way deal and he got confused on what to do with his transaction. And that's why I went over there yesterday on the call. Doing one-sided LPs hurts the other token. And I'm going to show it again right now real quick. Good question, JoJo. Let's do spec. All right, so let's look at the spec token. So right now, if I add all of this token to this pool, I have to sell half of the tokens for algo, and then the Tiny Man is going to add spec and algo to the pool for me. But what that will do is that will hurt the token's value, the token's price that I'm using to sell to buy algo. And that's basically what happened to us with a different token. And there's nothing we can do about that. Once a person has the token, they can buy or sell or do whatever they want to do with them, which is the risk that you take when you're coming into DeFi, which is why I stress the whole point of knowing how to look at the numbers so you can know what's going on. Because if it's shooting up, everybody's happy, but no one knows who's doing all this buying, who's going to have that big bag, because at any given time, they could sell that big bag. And now everybody's crying. So this is the purpose of me creating the token, so I can teach people and show people the small metrics of what an asset looks like. Those little intricate transactions that go into you being able to spend your dollar is the same exact thing that's happening with this block cycle token or algo or Bitcoin. People are still learning how they can really use it, and you can use it in any way. When it's a currency, it can be traded for anything, and it stores value. Anybody else got a question? Miss Ruby, CJ, y'all late. What's going on? How y'all feeling?
I'm all right. Good to be here.
Okay, I'm gonna be putting the replay up in a minute once we get off here, so y'all can catch the beginning parts.
Thank you.
I went over the post that I just made inside of the school community. I want everybody to start practicing going over there. Just reading your numbers, right? If you know how to read charts, then that makes it a lot easier for you to read your numbers. But just understanding how the price and the volume correlates is an easy way for you to do private banking, right? Because even though the market is going back up right now, here's an example for somebody, for people that have their private bank set up. So right now, I just borrowed Bitcoin a little while ago and I added it here. Bitcoin is going back up right now. And I know that because I can see the numbers. It was just at 59,400. So now it's at 59,850. That's a clear sign that the market is moving up, is becoming more valuable. That's a clear sign that my Bitcoin is becoming more valuable. Also, the debt just went from 73 to 74. So I also know that the Bitcoin that I have in my debt is growing, and that's fine. Just as quick as it goes up, it'll go back down, and I'll be able to take advantage of it either way. Does anybody not understand what I just said and what I just explained? Like, that's what I want people to focus on right now. Does anybody not get this part of how to make the money off of the market in real time? And this is not trading, so it's not like you're guessing or you're making a bet. There's a fundamental fact people are going to buy and sell, so you can just get a piece of the action and just manage it. Any confusion there? Okay. So the goal with that is to get to as many members as we can get to attack that strategy. And now we're not stuck on dealing with traditional banks or traditional investments that give us mediocre returns. We're able to leverage our own money, have custody of our own assets, and make money 24/7 without working a job or operating a business. And that's my goal to share with y'all. It's not available in Canada. Okay, I will find you an alternative, Miss Ruby.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then for those who haven't registered for the morning come up, I'm going to put the link in the school. I'll put it in the video as well. Also, I want people to continue to post their results, continue to make posts, because that's how you get to the next level with your profile. And I know JoJo hinted at that, made a post about that yesterday or the day before. So just a quick recap. We want you to post your results so that everybody else can see that they're not alone in doing this. And in case they run into a similar challenge, they'll be able to have someone that knows exactly how to solve the problem. Because there's plenty of us in here, and a lot of you have already been with me for a while now. What post am I looking for? Shanae, where did you make that post at? Was it in the private banking? All right, so private banking post. Let's go over this real quick too. Everyone that wants to share information or looking up information about the private banking, you can start looking on this tab, because I'm going to be posting more right here too as I do some new things, and I'm going to be bringing out another platform soon. That's why I want you guys to catch up and keep up, because you should already have 10 streams of income, but I know some people are still learning how to, click the buttons and what platforms and how it works. But there's clear 10 streams of income on the table for everybody that's a member. If you don't have them, make a post so we can, let me make a post. So I want everybody to comment on here whether you have it or not, And that's in the general discussion tab. And then we'll go from there. I'll follow up with everybody that gets on that post. So when I say 10 income streams, one, you can turn your private bank into one income stream with a loan. You can make 2 loans if you want to. There's no need to right now, just as an example. The deposit also becomes a stream of income. It's yielding an APY as well. And then I know Natalie and a few other people have actually started creating lending pools. Lending pools, you're earning 30%, 40%, 27%, 32, 44, or 59. Like, you can earn more. And we will be going over silver and gold. So we can trade, we can bank gold and silver using folks' finance. We don't have to be exposed to the traditional crypto market either. We don't have to be involved with any of the Bitcoin or none of that. We can just use folks' finance to stack our value inside of gold and silver if we wanted to. And then I'll go over that later. So that's 3 or more streams of income there. Then you would consider your liquidity pool streams of income too, because each of these are different markets. People are buying and selling these for different reasons at different times. You can see like the P Gold algo has 342,000 TVL. So it's just money sitting on the table. You don't have to do anything but provide liquidity. So you can set up 10 of these and just start generating. But now you look at the APY compared to our APY. This is an example of dealing with a smaller asset versus a bigger asset. If you put $100 into Cycle, you're going to get more bang than your buck if you were to put $100 into P Gold. And P Gold is my number one pick for the year, just off of the metrics that I know about. And we'll go over that as well because it's part of DeFi. But out of this $342,000, there's a way for you to earn 1% in transaction fees based off how much you put in there. And then because you're part of the community, you automatically get more of the assets and value that come with Cycle, because we got a whole community set up. We got our own platform. We got our own thing going on. So I know we're investing into Bitcoin and Ethereum because we want to see those, coins go shoot to the moon. But I'm teaching that anybody can build a token and start investing in it and get marketing for it, just like anybody can start a business. And they just got to put some energy into it and make it pop. All right, and then Wednesday evening. So Wednesday evening, 7 o'clock, I'm going to be going over more liquidity pools, but we're going to basically break down the actual pair. So let's start with Cycle Algo. So you understand we're going to go over Algo and we're going to go over Cycle. I'm going to go over Cycle and USDC, Spec, and Algo just as an example. Like, I'm going to explain to you what Coop is. So any of the tokens that we are paired with, we're going to basically cover what that project is about, what that asset does for us, how it's beneficial to our game plan inside of Block Cycle. And then on that note, I'm going to let y'all go. If anybody got any question, comments, or concerns, post it into the school so that we can cover it. And then Wednesday evening, we'll be going over the liquidity pools in detail. All right. Let me stop this. Before I go, anybody got any last minute thing they want to say or share?
I'm just over here finishing up the airdrop and preparing to send it out at 12 noon today, my time, Central Time. So for all y'all who participated in the airdrop for the sowing seed collection, be on the lookout for that. I'm gonna drop the winners and all of that information in the Block Cycle Lab group on Facebook and in the school. So yeah, we're about to get that done and put out there. It's 9:55 my time. I'm about to jump on a podcast and talk about what we're doing here in Block Cycle. And that's predominantly it, what I got going on right now.
All right, Jojo, I appreciate you. You've been backing me up for a long time, so I appreciate you. All right, I'm about to get up off